that all schools in Jamaica do daily, from kindergarten to tertiary education, more likely so at the university level. I guess there is a choice, but the choice is curtailed on how you really groom yourself for classes. At this level, as a school, we would want to continue having our students, more so our lower six students who are transitioning from CSEC to CAPE at this level of their education to be clad in their uniform. This is a practice that I think that we need to still be consistent in how we groom ourselves as adults. Now, if we lapse this kind of grooming as we move along the academic continuum and the wider circle, we really don't want to be a society that do not know how to put ourselves together. Putting ourselves together takes practice. And in all we do to achieve our academic credentials, we are involved in a series of practices. You come to school, you have break, you have lunch, you move from point A to point B, you move from one class to another. All of these, you try to obey the rules of the school as much as you obey the rules on the road, as much as you obey rules at home, and all of these come into play as practices for a better individual and a more civilized individual, and to enjoy life in a peaceful way. Look at our world. If there were no rules, there would be total chaos. And in line with all of this, we want to avoid that kind of chaos. We want to leave Morant Bay High School better than how we found it. We need to maintain standards at the highest level. And so I am looking forward for all students while interacting in this forum. Remember that you are still at school, only that you're at home and online. You have to be engaged and utilize the time that is set for schooling to be online, and you're going to interact in that forum. After online learning, I'm expecting you to take off the school uniform and dressed in your yard wear or casual wear, and to have a great afternoon after school. But while in this forum, you are at school, and the expectation is you ought to be clad in your uniform. You need to be displaying your full names as you interact online learning. The teachers need to, the lecturers, teachers, whoever need to see your face. They need to see if you are learning, and they need to see how you are interacting. So you need to have your full names on the system so that your lecturer can identify you. So all those persons who are Galaxy Tab A and some other names, and Chrisan, and those kind of names, you need as a start to have your name fully written, capitalize your Christian name, capitalize your surname, so that you are properly represented. This is an exercise which is also academic learning. So we don't really need any shortcut. Somebody calling their name Sutton. What is it? Sutton Moon? Chrisan. What is it? Chrisan Star. So you need to have your name properly out there so that your teacher and whoever interacting can see how you are dressed for school. They can see your facial expression when something, when you're not hearing, when you're not paying close attention. They'll know when to ease off, when to give some form of tension lecture so that you might be able to interact better in this forum. So I'm sincerely hoping that you will conform and you will not be disruptive as we go along in this forum. There are protocols to online learning, which as we proceed, Ms. Welcome and others will outline. Each teacher, each lecturer will outline their expectations to you, and we sincerely hope you want your full cooperation in this regard. Let us not waste time. Let us not waste time. Mr. Logan, Mr. Logan, you need to mute your mic. When a speaker is on the floor, we are expecting all mics to be muted so as not to be distracted from what is being said. Online learning costs money, so we really don't want to waste data unnecessarily. Let us make our time interactive and overly productive. Let us be cooperative and let us go by the Bible rule. A time to play and a time not to play, a time to work and a time to rest. Going forward, I wish you all the best, you and your teachers, and I sincerely hope that this form of interaction, if I were in your group and as young as you, I would find this forum really interesting, and I would divulge myself and delve into this type of learning, because I know this series of learning can make you a better critical thinker. It can make you a more patient individual. It will help your listening skills. It will help your communication skills. And it's helping your social skills. More so, you cannot be with your friend physically, but through distance learning, you will be interacting on a social level, which you must maintain. Keep safe, and we will speak again as we move along this continuum. Have a great and interesting, educative morning. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Shaw, our principal. At this time, we're going to invite the bursar or bursar, Mr. Powell, to speak with us about fees, and we will take a few questions from him. We will take a few questions after he delivers his information. But before we do, I am going to ask those students and parents who you have your fun names, or your names are not your full names or your right name. I'm gonna ask you please to use your full name. For example, we have somebody here with the name Bad Gal. I'm gonna ask you to change that and insert your correct name. If you don't, we may have to ask exit you from the group or from the meeting. So I'm going to ask you please to use your full name and your correct name instead of your pseudonyms or your friendly names. I'm going to invite our Powell, our bursar, Mr. Powell, to address us on the matter of fees.
Thank you very much, Ms. Welcome, and good morning to all. Let me join with those before me in extending warm welcome to this cohort of 6 formers, and to say that the fact that you are here in this meeting is an indication that you have done well in your academic pursuit so far, and this is part of the early reward that you are getting for work well done. Feel very, very proud of you guys, And we hope that you will continue to apply yourself and work hard as together we make this teaching and learning environment and this new normal more comfortable, more convenient, and more effective in your learning experience. My task this morning is to just remind you of your part, the role you will play, the responsibility that you have in this partnership between school, parents, and teachers as we set the foundation for your learning. Now, you would have been informed already of your fees. Well, we have maintained the fees at $40,000. A part of that is going to, a part of those fees, as a matter of fact, all those fees are intended to help the institution to provide the facilities and the resources for teachers to be able to deliver to you optimally and for you to be able to benefit. And so it is going to be essential that every single person that is a part of our sixth form program recognize the responsibility that they have to pay up the fees so that the school can function in a way.
Mr. Powell?
Yes, yes, sir.
You're not coming across clear. I don't know if it is the headset or something. You need to just do some adjustment, but you're coming across cracky. So I don't know if it's you need to like adjust a headset or take a headset or disconnect from other gadgets so the presentation can be more audible.
All right, noted, sir.
You're sounding excellent right there.
Okay.
Excellent.
Thank you very
Excellent.
much. All right. Having settled that, let me just again reiterate the fact that we expect that every single person that is a part of the sixth form program will take their responsibility serious and pay the requisite fees. Now, there is the notion that I have discovered in some quarters that the Ministry of Education has given permission for parents not to pay fees. And let me just put that well, that is not true. That's the fact. That it is not true. Separate and apart from that, the sixth form program is not sponsored by government. There are some input by government, but not in the form of a quota sponsorship. And it is because of the input by government why we have been able to pay the fees for the past 5 years at $40,000. So parents, those of you who are in the meeting, please note that your responsibility is to ensure that your child is afforded the avenues and the opportunity, and that is only going to be possible when the fees are. So, I am assuming that everybody is hearing me clearly. Welcome.
We are not, Mr. Powell. It's still a bit cracky.
Oh, I really don't know what else to do. I really don't know what else to do. Is it clear enough to be making any sense out of what I'm saying?
Yes, we are able to. At some point you are clear, but at other points it's cracking.
Unfortunately, I don't think that this is anything that I can do based upon the equipment that I currently have. So I'll try and make it as brief as possible. All right, the issue now though is that we are encouraging, normally we would not accept individuals in the program is welcome until the fees are paid. Recognizing the new situation that we're in and the difficulty that some parents are having as it relates to finding the financial backing to support their child or their ward education. The school is flexible enough to accept and to go into special arrangements with parents who are having challenges so that the burden would not be immediately placed upon you. That responsibility, though it's there, the demand would not be immediately placed on you for payment, full payment of fees. For parents who are having challenges, they need to call or email the bursar so that we can work out some sort of commitment. What we expect, however, is that every single person would at least pay 50% of the fees prior to starting the program. And if you have not paid it yet, I'm going to encourage you to make those payments and then make arrangements with the office as to how the rest of the payment will be made. Online learning does not mean that the school does not have its expenses to settle. And so we don't want to give parents to have the impression that it is significant, materially cheaper now. As a matter of fact, I'm currently doing a summary with an analysis, a small audit, to see whether or not this format of delivery has not cost the school more as it relates to preparation for the online process than it would have had we been doing face-to-face delivery. And I can tell you that the figures right now are looming heavily on the side of higher expense with this mode of delivery because of all the adjustments we have had to make. Please also bear in mind that the online learning process, even though it is expected to continue beyond this term, there will still, of necessity, be the need for individuals to be here and plan for face-to-face interaction. So, in short, what I'm saying that the fees are necessary, and without the payment of those fees, we'll not be able to optimize our delivery so that your child can be placed in the best possible advantageous position for their learning. The methods of payment, we have posted a YouTube video that explained that in detail, but I'll just recap that we are trying to cut off as much as possible for the time in the face-to-face interaction here in the office. And we want also in the process to protect you from all the dangers surrounding the COVID virus. And so we are trying to prevent you from having to go to the bank and join the lines. So we have developed a few methods that is easier than the traditional collecting a voucher, which you can still do. You can still collect your vouchers and you can still go to the bank and pay. But we are also offering you the opportunity to go online and to make these payments without having to put yourself at additional risk by going out there for that sort of interaction. All right, on www.epayja.com is one of our partners. That portal is operated and owned by the Alliance Payment Services. They are the same persons who distribute the student cards and the cards you are currently using for PATH. They have a very efficient system. Once you log on to epayja.com, you will see a tab to the right of your screen, of the screen that says student card. When you click on that link, it will bring you to a page that will give you the option to pay fees. And you will have a drop-down box that you can select for you to select the name of your school. In this case, it would be Morant Bay High School you would select. You would select your class, and then you would all the students in that class would be listed, and then you can select your name and then follow the on-screen instruction to complete the payment. You have the options for the fees, tuition, registration, and what have you. You have the option. You click the one that that applies to you. Type in the amount you are paying, and you can use your credit card, MasterCard, Visa, whatever, to execute those payments. Payments can also be made by debit card and credit card. And you can also make payment here in the general office with a debit or a credit card. All right. Those who do not have those sort of facilities then would have to collect the voucher and make the payment over the counter at the bank. I take this opportunity again to welcome you, to wish you all the best, and to thank you for having me this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Powell. We had some glitches while Mr. Powell was speaking, but we were able overall to hear what he was saying. I will repeat for emphasis that he says that payment of our fees should really be done before the start of school. However, because of the crisis that we are in, he also said that you can make arrangements in terms of setting up a payment plan with the Bursa's department. So you can call or email the Bursa. His email, I'm sure you will get when you call the school's general office. You can call or email the Bursa and he will arrange a payment plan for you. To reduce the face-to-face interaction, we are encouraging you to pay online at www.epayja.com. If you have no credit or debit card to do such payment, or to pay at the general office with a debit or credit card, you can come in and collect your vouchers as usual and make the payment at the bank. If you have any questions for Mr. Powell, I'm going to ask you to unmute your microphone, ask your question, or you can type in the chat. You can go ahead and do so now.
Good morning. Can I do a bank-to-bank transfer?
Sorry about that. I recognize that I never mentioned that option. It was an oversight on my part. Yes, you can do a bank-to-bank transfer. The information also was posted in a video that is available on our YouTube channel. The account number, is 64217792. The bank is NCB and the branch is Morant Bay. So
can I get the exact name that is on the bank account?
the name of the account is Morant Bay High School Self-Supporting Fund number 2.
Thank you very much for that.
You are welcome.
And the number 2 is with the hashtag sign?
Yes. The number 2, yes.
Okay, then thanks.
You are welcome. I am looking at a
Sir?
question in the chat as it relates to discount for JTA members. We do not have any such facility in place. What we can advise you though is that for parents who have students in law school, that the parental contribution is optional. We still encourage it, but it is an optional contribution.
Any other questions? Okay, given that we would like to say thanks to Mr. Powell for addressing the matter of fees. I am going to now give my address. As I said earlier this morning when we started, that we are going to have a school year this year like we've never had before. No, it's very different. It requires us to collaborate or to work together more. It requires more discipline on our part. It requires us to adapt to changes. Our administrators, teachers, and the entire staff of Morant Bay High School is working hard to ensure that all will work well for this school year. We remember that this year is different and it's new for all of us. And so we must exercise patience with each other. Parents, I'm going to address you first. Again, I say welcome. I did this morning. This year is going to require that you are more involved in your child or ward school life like you've never been before. It requires greater supervision of your child. It requires that you communicate with the child and with the school more than ever before. And we have opened many avenues for communication. I know that it requires great sacrifice because some of us will have to provide more data. We will have to provide more food while the child is at home. We will have to ensure that the Wi-Fi bill is paid even when we don't have it, even at a time when many of us are not earning as we usually do or earning as much as we usually do. However, with God's help, our effort, and the effort of others and the help from others, we will make it through this time. Now, lower sixth formers, I'd like to say welcome to sixth form and congratulations on your success at the CSEC level. You have done well, you have made us proud, and you have made your parents proud. Now, this is another step in your education. It is also another step in your life journey. I implore you to work hard, very hard, to follow your classes in the new Google Classroom, which you will hear about later on. Now, this school year is going to require from you a whole lot more discipline than you've ever had to exercise before. It means getting up early, like you usually do, getting dressed for school, and although you are at home, and getting engaged in your class, even though your teachers are not physically with you, right? It will require you to exercise much discipline. Another thing is that the CAPE At the CAPE level, the work is much more advanced than CSEC, and so it will require more of you. Besides that, it's going to be online schooling, and online schooling with all the challenges that comes with that. And so it's going to require that you do more work and that you do much more work on your own. All right, so at this level, you're gonna have to exercise more discipline. You're gonna have to work hard and even harder. And sometimes you can work smart, as the common phrase is now. Now, remember that you are very much capable and that we are supporting you, both teachers, parents, friends. We are supporting you and we are cheering you on. I'm gonna ask you to work with your teachers, to communicate with your teachers, to communicate with your teachers, your form teacher, your subject teacher, your year teacher, and the guidance department is always open. I am sure Mr. Logan will tell you that. So you can communicate with the school too in general, right? So make sure that you are always communicating with us, and that where you have doubts, where you have questions, you ask. Feel free to ask. Now, as I said earlier, you have to get up in the mornings as if you were going to school, because you are actually going to school. You're not going to physical school, but you are going to online school. And so you have to continue to do what you are accustomed to at this level. Remember, as I said, we are supporting you. We are cheering you on. I want to wish for you all the best this school year. And remember, give it your best, because you can do it. We have created many opportunities and many avenues for you to communicate with us. So please, don't be shy, don't be afraid, don't be neglectful. Communicate, ask your questions, ask what you want to ask, and you will get answers. Where we can't provide answers immediately, we will find out and we will let you know what it is that you'd like to know. All right, so please, I wish you all the best. Parents, support us, support your child, and give it all the best, all you can and all your best this year. I wish you a productive school year and one that you will succeed in. All right, so thank you. Now we're going to introduce our form teachers. We have for 6L, Mr. Silva, who is with us. I am not sure if Mr. George is with us. He's for 6L. Mr. Silva is for 6L1. Mr. George is for 6L2. And Mrs. Watson Williams is a form teacher of 6L3. Now I'm going to ask them to just go ahead and make a comment or two, or say some encouraging words to you. Let's start with Mr. Silva, because I know he's here. Mr. Silva? Okay, it appears Mr. Silva is no longer with us. Is Mr. George here?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. George.
Oh, you can hear me. Okay.
Answer.
Oh, good morning, parents, teachers, and students. I am Shaji George. I will be the form teacher for 6L2. I am hoping for a hardworking and productive academic year. So thank you so much. And I am welcoming you back to the school. I wish you all the best this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. George. I'm not sure Mrs. Watson Williams is with us, but I'm going to just pause a little to see if she is. Mrs. Watson Williams. No, she is not with us. I am going to invite our guidance counselor, Mr. Logan, to address us. Now, I'd like to say something to Mr. Logan before he addresses us. Mr. Logan is very empathetic, and he is the computer whiz behind our sixth form activities. And like I did on Monday in upper sixth orientation, I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Logan for all the assistance he has given in helping us in terms of our computer arrangements or programs or engagements. He's responsible for our online application. He's also responsible for our flyer and Zoom arrangements for this orientation. He's also responsible for setting up our WhatsApp group. That's our year WhatsApp group. And he has assisted in many other areas. And for that, I'd like to publicly say thank you to Mr. Logan. Mr. Logan will now address us.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, teachers, parents, students. Welcome. I'll start off as well. Congratulations to all persons who have been accepted into the school's sixth form program. We know that you would have worked despite all the challenges of the past school year. You are continuously being rewarded for your efforts. Now, as we enter this new dispensation of online learning, there are a couple of things that I want to bring to your attention. Number one, this is not just different in the fact that you are now at sixth form, which is basically pre-university, but it's different in the fact that the method of learning or the dispensation is one that you only would have new subjects or more difficult subjects. You are doing them now with a new dispensation, no face-to-face. You're not sitting in the classroom with the teachers. So not only would sixth form be difficult in and of itself under regular circumstances, but the dispensation that is being used has made it more difficult. What does that mean? This means that students, the level of seriousness that you will have to approach the school year with has gone up tenfold. So the level of discipline and independence and seriousness that you will have to put into the beginning of this school, and I'm not even talking about when it's time for CAPE exams. I'm talking about now. So on Monday you start your classes. That is when you will have to establish that foundation of seriousness, discipline, effort. If you don't do that, you're shooting yourself in the leg. You have to get, because remember now, we're already off to a late start. More than likely, the syllabus probably will remain the same. We don't know what's happening with the exams yet, because remember, there are other Caribbean countries that are further ahead than us as it relates to getting back things on the ground. So we know as a school, and this is not just up to you, but as a school, and when we say as a school, I mean teach administration, so principal, vice principal, teachers, guidance counselor, then students and parents. We as a school, we have to first realize this great responsibility and then know what we need to do to ensure that in the end, the success continues. So that's the first thing. In the past, I would have spoken to students at sixth form, and because of the amount of free time that it seems like they have, they thought it would have been easier. But guess what? You don't have none of that free time now. Tell yourself that. You might be doing 4 subjects or 5 subjects or whatever the case is, but they are more difficult subjects, so they require more effort. So if you were easily skated through 1st to 5th form, then it's time to get serious now, time to get serious about your education, because you have laid a foundation at CSEC, you will now continue to build on that foundation for it to take you into the world of work or for it to take you onto tertiary studies. So that's number one. Number two, last year, we would have started a number of things at the sixth form level, because one of my thrusts, one of my aims is to continue to develop the soft skills and the leadership qualities and all those things within our students, because we know that they're there. So one of my responsibilities, and one that I take very seriously, is to provide the environment for those skills, for those attributes and qualities to be nurtured. Now, for this year, obviously, all of this will have to be done virtually. So while you will be focused 110% on your academics, I do not want for you to neglect the other areas of your development. So students, when we schedule sessions and activities that are to help you with your school involvement and your overall development, I do not want for you to shy away from it. I say, boy, it's not a subject, it's not a content area, so I don't want to go and learn about resumes. It's not a content area, so I don't want to go to this presentation where persons will be talking to me about university or career and stuff like that, because I can tell you with much surety that a couple months from now, or next year, a little later down in the term, when you're preparing for tertiary and you're preparing to go out there into the world, it's these same things that will lay the foundation. So when we're talking about scholarships and how to apply for scholarships and the scholarships that are out there, we will be focusing a lot more on these things, because we would have done them last year with the last set of sixth formers. So now we have more information and more resources at our disposal. So my duty is to provide them to you, but your responsibility is to take advantage of them and make use of them. And that is how this partnership will work. If otherwise, it won't work. So that's number two, the development of your other areas. So I trust your teachers 110% to ensure that you are academically developed, ensure that you reap success academically. But then the responsibility now comes over to this department, along with other members of staff, to ensure that your other areas are developed. So this is something that we will be paying close attention to. Number three, with the difficulty that this school year will bring, there will be times when you probably feel you reach a breaking point. And remember, you're going through a new syllabus, you're at the CAPE level now, things are harder, things are more difficult, plus the other things that are happening. Now, I want to encourage you, in moments like those, please do not be afraid to reach out. We're not at school now where you can just probably walk by my office or walk by the other guidance counselor or see a form teacher and have a conversation. We're not at school. So this will take some more effort and some more consciousness of you reaching out. Parents, I want you to also pay close attention to your child. Know when they reach that point. Know when they're stressed to the level that they are no longer productive. They probably need a break. They probably need to go somewhere. Well, we don't know how to go somewhere will work under our current conditions, but we will have to devise ways and means of getting that rejuvenation. So again, don't be afraid to reach out. The department is here, your teachers are there. So even if you don't want to talk to me, I have no problem at all with that. Find your teacher. You know, everybody have a teacher who they know they can talk to. Find that teacher, reach out to that teacher. If it is necessary, the teacher might ask you to come and talk to me. But if not, then, and you're able to get back in that space of productivity, then that's fine by me. But I do not want for any of my students, and by extension, any of my parents, to be out there on their own and feel like they're all alone and the world is against them and there's nobody to turn to. The Moreheart Bay High School, by extension, is here, and more specifically, the Moreheart Bay High School Guidance and Counseling Department is here. So as I said, we will be paying close attention to our activities as best as is possible. So the aim is that we will continue the development of our leaders, the development, and for persons who probably have developed an interest into the whole digital space. Because if you don't have, if you're not working on anything as a young person now, you need to have something in the digital space that you are interested in and a skill that you are sharpening. Because we see that this is the direction that things are going. So whether you're working on whatever it is, any area in the digital space, and if you start a YouTube channel, you're working on videos, photography, whatever the case is, websites, find something and work on it and develop that skill and become better at it. Next point. Now, the Ministry of Labor, which is the department that deals with the path, there are some bursaries and grants that the Ministry of Labor that can be accessed through the Ministry of Labor. More information will be posted in the year WhatsApp group. So persons who are on path, you can apply for now. I don't know if it's a thing where as you are guaranteed if you apply, but the means are there for you to apply for financial assistance, for grants and bursaries through the Ministry of Labor. And there are also opportunities for persons who are not on path. As I said, more information will be posted in the forum WhatsApp group. Yeah, that is basically it. And students, I encourage you to do your best. As long as you do your best, there's nothing to be disappointed about, as long as you give it your all. So approach this school year with confidence, approach it with surety, and I am 110% sure that in the end, we will all be celebrated. I encourage you, it was said before, but I will say it again. Establish a routine in the mornings. So do not allow for class time to come and you're still in bed. That won't work. That's not a recipe for success. Establish a routine. Get up the same early hours, eat your breakfast, get ready for school. Establish your workspace and do what you have to do. If you do not establish this routine, it will be difficult for you to be focused. Take it from someone who has done online classes before. It can be difficult, but there are things you can do to make it more manageable. So yes, that is basically it. I'm not sure if there are any questions for me, anything you were not so clear on.
Morning, good morning, Mr. Logan,
Yes,
Miss Small, Tamika Small. In regards, I'm Jared Broderick Mommy, also the PTA president. So I would want to say welcome to the new students and the parents too, and hope they will be a part of the PTA body, active participate in the PTA body. My question though for Mr. Logan is that in regards to, I didn't get to ask it to the form teachers, but I would want to know, based on we're so late in the school term, will they have enough time to finish the syllabus, or do we have to emphasize to the students that maybe extra effort will need to be put in? That is one question. Second question is about exam fee. When is the time we will want to pay, or is the required time to pay for the exam fee? Because remember, parents have to plan now, so we'd want to know from now that we can plan for this. Is it same time as CSEC? I'm not sure. Also, in regards to, in 3 questions, in regards to club activities, I'm really interested in that because I know that to go to university, that is normally a very active, that play active part in, because everybody's bright, everybody have the 10 subjects, the 8 subjects, we do much one. So I know that that part is really important. So I want to know if the school will put, I'm not sure how the school will manage that, but is it something that the school is considering to try, even if maybe, I don't know if they can do online clubs, I'm not sure, but I know that, and sometimes it builds their leadership qualities too. So I would want some explanation or something going forward in those questions, if you can answer any of them. Thanks.
All right, so I'll start with the last question, clubs and societies. And that is why I was saying, now we realize obviously with the new dispensation, it will be different, and it will be different basically. But the school has made preparations to move club activities online. Now it is important, let me say this and say this clearly. It is important that especially sixth formers ensure that you are a part of some club or society or something of the sort. If you don't, if let's say for next week and week after that and week after that, you don't see anything happening in re-club or society, and you were a part of a club or a society last year, reach out to your form teacher and find out, or ask the teacher in charge of the club that you were a part of. But I know that plans are in place to move clubs and societies online. So that's the answer to your question. But sixth formers, ensure that you are a part of these clubs, you're active in these clubs, and you have leadership roles in these clubs. Because guess what happened now? You see, when you start applying for university, and you come and you ask Mr. Logan to write a recommendation, or ask a vice principal or a teacher, or whoever you ask to write a recommendation for you, it is the things that you would have done while at Markby High School that will be placed on that recommendation, and nobody will include anything that you didn't do and say you did it and tell any lies. That won't happen. So ensure, so to answer your question, Ms. Small, I know there are plans in place to move clubs and societies online. Obviously, this is entirely new, so it is, in my estimation, a trial and error and get better at it as we go along kind of system. So we will be working with you. It's just now for you to work with us as well. Re-exam fee. Ms. Johnson, our external exam coordinator, she is scheduled on the agenda. So that is something she will be able to shed light on. And as it relates to the syllabus, as you said, as you rightfully said, regardless of when the exams will be, whether it's the same, the same period of time the exam will be scheduled, it will require extra effort because it's a lot of independent learning and guided learning, not just at the sixth form level, but especially with the dispensation that we're using now. So it will take a lot of extra effort. If you used to have sleepless nights, prepare for them. If you used to have to link up with some friends and do some group discussions and some group studying, prepare for them, prepare for that and more. So whatever you did or whatever you were supposed to be doing at fifth form, if you weren't doing it, that will have to be intensified now at the sixth form level. Sixth form can be difficult. Some of these subjects can be difficult. That's not a secret. We're not hiding that fact. But if you do what you're supposed to the students, we know that you guys have the capability to excel and continue to excel and be successful. You have been doing that throughout your years, and we expect that you will continue to do that. That is our hope, that is our aim, and if we work together as a school community, then I'm sure this can be achieved. In all our doings, please remember that all that is happening now, it's new to you, the parent, new to you, the student, and new to us, the school. So we will continue to develop as we go along, continue to get better, but our mission remains the same, and that mission is excellence.
All right, thank you, Mr. Logan. Some of your questions will be answered by our vice principal, Miss Johnson, as she looks at the CAPE exam, as well as she looks at our online platform that we will be using for teaching and learning. So hold off on some of the questions. They will be answered. If they are not answered, there is a question and answer section as they close to the end of the meeting, and we will allow you to open your microphones and to speak to us in the chat and to ask your questions, right? If they are not answered as we present our information. Right now, we're going to invite our Vice Principal, Mrs. Marsha Ford-Brand, to talk to us and to explain the timetable. We're going to project the timetable on the screen, but if you have yours, you can also look at it, especially if you can't see the screen as clearly as you would like. All right, so Mr. Logan is going to project our timetable, and we invite our Vice Principal, Mrs. Ford-Brand, to speak with us.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to use this opportunity to say welcome to our lower sixth formers who have done very well in their external examinations and have been afforded the opportunity of being here at Mortlake High School to participate in furthering their learning at our noble institution. This is indeed a very good opportunity. Not many persons who apply to be a part of our sixth form are in fact successful. So consider yourselves highly favored. Good. So I will use this opportunity to go through your timetable with you. If you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat, but I will love for us to have a communication standard of communication. If you are clear in what I am saying when I ask you the question, I am going to ask that you type 3 in the chat. If you can write 2 in the chat, and if you honestly don't understand what I have just said when I said it, then you type 1. And the same goes for whether or not you are hearing me, because we know that that is one of the issues that we are faced with. Sometimes the connection is very poor and you'll be unable to hear exactly what I have to say. So that is going to be our means of communication. Do you understand how we are going to communicate? Let me see you put in the numbers there so I can see that we are on the same page.
Miss, can you repeat?
Okay, I will repeat. Good. So for parents and students, I am going to ask if you understand the instructions that were given. You will place 3 in the chat. If you are not so clear but slightly clear, you will place 2 in the chat. And if you are not clear, you will place 1 in the chat. What we are saying is, once I explain to you what is happening, you are going to indicate by responding based on number if you understand what I'm saying. Are you hearing me clearly? So let's start with that. Are you hearing me clearly? Very good. So I see that you are all hearing me. Very good. I'm seeing no 2s and I'm seeing no 1s. Thank you so much. So this is going to be our mode of communication right now until you have your pressing questions. Then you put your questions in the chat and we will take it. Good. So for our lower sixth formers, and based on how you would have selected yours, that have been the means by which you're looking at the timetable now. You will be seeing the physical timetable that we had prepared for you. And let me explain that. You are seeing a physical timetable and you are also seeing a virtual timetable. This was what we prepared for you when the ministry had said to us that we were going to use a blended approach. Now that we have started school in October, we are being told that we are no longer using that blended approach. Do you understand me? So communication quickly. Good. So when we arranged your timetable, we had two timetables for you. One that you will follow physically when you come to school. The other you will follow when you are at home or on your time when you would need to do your interaction online. What we are doing now is that we are now merging the two timetables together. Let's take the top timetable. This is what you're look at the table that is showing at the top. On a Monday for econ, physics, sociology.
Mrs. Ford Brands, to interrupt, they are texting their one. We are not hearing. The audio is very poor, very, very poor. I'm wondering if we have lost her.
And this is what is going to happen from time to time. So we apologize for the breaking transmission, and I hope that it will get better as we go along. Okay, so let me start over. Your timetable is so structured that we have registration at 7:50, the same time that you are accustomed to having your to meet in their phone rooms with their teachers online, and that would be utilized through the Google Suite. At 8 o'clock to 8:20, you will be having devotions with your form teachers. On a Monday, for 4 sessions after your devotion, those persons who are timetabled for econ, physics, sociology, and agri, you will be having your time during that time with your teachers. Now, okay, I'm seeing someone, so there are some persons who has to do with the connectivity. Mark you, I am not certain what is happening because I am on the school compound right now, and we really should not be having this problem, but I guess connectivity issues are everywhere. It's clearing up now and you're hearing me. Should I repeat from Return and Devotions? Okay, let me try and go quickly. I will go quickly. All right, good. All the days we will be having registration at the same time. will be having
Sorry to interrupt again, Mrs. Ford Bryan, but they are typing one. We are unable to hear you.
all of your sessions are slated for
I recognize that we are not hearing Mrs. Ford Bryan. Again, this is some of the challenge we will have with online schooling and online school activities in general. Earlier, my light went, it came back, and I was able to rejoin. But this is what we will be experiencing as we do online schooling. I'm hoping she can rejoin us, or we can hear in a little while. If not, I may have to attempt to explain the timetable. Mr. Logan, can you just please say if Miss Ford Bryan is still with us? I don't know how to manipulate my screen just now.
No, it doesn't seem like she's in the meeting still.
Okay, we wait for a while to see if she will rejoin us and if she is able to speak to us clearly. Well, if we're able to hear her clearly with the internet challenges we're having. If not, I will explain the timetable. I had to on Monday, but I had the assistance of Miss Johnson. And if Miss Johnson is here, I'd really love if she's able to assist me like we did on Monday.
I think she's in now.
Okay, she's back with us. Mrs. Ford Bryan?
Yeah, are you hearing me now?
Yes, we are. Mrs. Ford Bryan, you can go ahead.
Are you hearing me now?
We are, Miss.
You're hearing? Okay, let me see how quickly I can do this, but if not, Miss Welcome, where I would have left off, please.
Yes, I will.
The Ministry of Education has indicated to us that we in front of the computer for an extended. When you have 4 sessions with your teachers will only deliver the instructional content to you for maybe 2 of those sessions. And then for the other 2 remaining sessions, what you need to be doing as students is to work on the activities and the assignments offline, and then you upload on the system for your teachers to get the assignments. Do you understand that? Or I will repeat, you have 4 sessions for each subject. On a Monday, for example, you have econ, physics, sociology, and agri for 4 sessions. But your teachers will not be with you for the entire 4 sessions. They will deliver the instruction to you for approximately 2 of those sessions, and thereafter you will complete the assignments that are leveled on the platform, and then you upload it to your teacher. Are you clear with that? So for the purpose of not having the students nor the teachers seated in front of the computer for an extended period of time, which is very unhealthy, this is the mode of operation that we are going to carry out. Good, I'm happy that you understand that. At 11:40 to 12:30, you will have lunch. Thereafter, you will return to your classes if you have class after lunch. Now remember, sixth formers, you are to attend all your classes. But remember, you have some amount of flexibility. There will be some times during the day wherein you don't have class, and there will be other times when you have class and you have to be very mature by saying that you did not remember that you had class. So your teachers will be on the platform for a period of time to deliver the instruction. You must be there to receive that instruction so that you know exactly how to carry out the activities that are placed there. Are you clear? Good. If you go on the platform and you don't see your teacher, I assure you that work would be placed on the platform for you to start until your teacher gets there. So your teacher will not miss you for an entire course session unless there is dire emergency, and you will be informed of such. Don't go on the platform and say that I will not do any work because my teacher is not there. Work is uploaded on the platform, and as sixth formers, this is how we have to interact with the online platform. Be mature, be responsible, complete the assignments, upload to your teacher, communicate via the stream and within the classroom to your teachers, and they will respond to you. Your teachers will inform you when they will be meeting and interacting with you via Google Meet, and a link will be provided wherein you will have your conferences, you will have your FaceTime online to see your teachers and to interact. Are you clear with that? Okay, your teachers, if they are meeting with you FaceTime and they ask of you to open your videos, I am going to ask that you do that because they will want to see you. In an effort to ensure that you are there in the class, the teachers will need to see you. Thereafter, they will say to you to either turn off your videos or something like that, so as to save time regarding the disruptions that are likely to happen via online. Because sometimes when you're using your videos, it tends to take away from the online presentation. Please ensure that you don't eat during the class time. They will permit you, however, your teachers will permit you, however, to drink during the class time. But remember, you are not staying with the teachers for the entire course session, so you will have sufficient time to refresh yourselves. I was saying earlier, ensure that you are mature enough to be at the start of your class or to be in all your classes, and don't give the excuse that you did not remember that you had class. Someone is asking a question to the effect, where will you be learning? So where is the part where we actually learn? I am not clear with that question, because what I just said to you is that your teachers will be giving you instructions for 2 sessions. Are you clear with that? Your teachers will be giving you instructional delivery for 2 sessions. During these 2 sessions, you will be interacting with your teacher. That to me will be your teaching learning process. Thereafter, you will be asked to complete activities or assessments. That is where your teacher will know whether or not you have grasped the concept. So if that is clear for you, please let me know. Is that clear for you? Clear. I'm seeing some 3s and I'm seeing the word clear. Good. So we are on the same page. Now I want you to look at the virtual timetable now. That's the timetable that is at the bottom. Now this timetable was created wherein you will be doing additional work on your own. We refer it to you working asynchronously. So you will be working on your own with materials. Your teachers will be giving you deadlines when you will send these in. But even if you have clashes or you have classes at that time, you will be allowed time to complete it on the online platform and upload it to your teacher. So if you look at the timetable below on a Wednesday mainly, see that most of you will not have contact period with your teachers on a Wednesday. Work will be uploaded on the system for various subject areas. And throughout the Wednesday, you will ask to go on the platform, look at the work, read the activities, read the content, and then you do all the activities that are there by your teachers and you upload same. Let me know if you understand what I just said. Very good. On a Wednesday, if you notice on your timetable, many of you will not have contact period. Only those students who are doing biology on that Wednesday. So most of the work that you're going to put in on the Wednesday will be done at your time throughout the Wednesday, and then you upload it to your teachers. Very good. I am seeing where persons are asking, or a person asked if they can come to school at any time. Listen, we are working in conjunction with what the Ministry of Education is saying. The Ministry of Education says that we should not allow any face-to-face on the compound with students. So for now, we cannot allow students to come on the compound unless we get direct instructions from the Ministry of Education to do so. Was there another question that was asked pertaining to science, I think? What is going to happen when the students that do sciences have labs? Okay, we will work that out because we are currently in dialogue with EOs from the ministry regarding the practical areas, for example, science or science, physics, foods, BMed, and so on. So as soon as we get word from them as to how we proceed with the students doing their practical experiments or doing their practical labs, then we will inform you of such. What we have gotten from the ministry thus far is that we need to focus on the theoretical aspect of the subject, and that is what we will be doing now. So when it comes on to the practical area, you would have mastered the theoretical aspect, and then we focus on the practical area. Is that clear? Okay, you understand. Are there any other questions? Please remember, sixth formers, even though you may not have contact period with your teachers, I assure you that you will have sufficient work to do wherein you will have no free time. So I'm gonna say to you that you need to visit or you need to stay on your online platform as closely as possible, because there are days where your teachers will be uploading 3, 4, 5 different things that you need to organize yourselves with. Okay, so let me see if there are any questions in the chat that I can address right now. There is a student who said that they said, I don't know who the they is, that everything that the art students need will be provided by the teacher. I cannot speak to that because I don't know who the they are, neither do I know what the everything will be. So I do hope that maybe the principal might be able to answer that one. I don't know who the they are, and I don't know what the everything is. That seems to be a very loaded statement that I can't answer conclusively. Any other question? Through which medium will you have class other than Zoom? We will not be utilizing your classes via Zoom because Zoom, we know, is very expensive. It uses up a lot of data. And this is why Ms. Johnson will be introducing to you the G Suite, Google Suite. That is the platform you'll be using. And there is a similar app there, which is the Google Meet. And it's very similar to Zoom. That is the platform you will be having your interaction, your interactive classes with your teachers on. Are you clear so far, sixth formers? You will be assigned emails from the Ministry of Education. Those I think are ready for you, and you will get those in short order. So you will be on the very same platform that the rest of the school is currently on. Very good. It seems as if you are on the
We are not hearing Mrs. Ford Bryan again. The good part is that she was able to explain the timetable. I am very happy for that, Mrs. Ford Bryan. We are not hearing you. And we'd like to say thank you to her for doing a fine job. Just to remind you that on those days you have classes based on the virtual timetable, right? If it clashes with one of your 4-session classes, please remember you go to your 4-session class and you visit that 1-session class when you are free. So for example, when you have Com Studies, Geography and Foods and Literature on a Tuesday, at period 6 at that time, you also have Communication Studies. You will have to stay at Com-Sci or Geography class or Foods class or Literature class. You will have to stay there and then visit your Com Studies class online at another time when you are free. All right? She did a fine job at explaining the timetable. We are not hearing her, but we'd like to say thanks to Mrs. Ford Bryan. Next on our agenda is the learning management system, which we will be using, which is Google Suite, as well as to talk about how can we learn and how will teaching take place if we cannot access G Suite? Ms. Johnson, our vice principal, will be explaining this aspect of our teaching and learning experience. Ms. Johnson? Ms. Johnson was also experiencing internet issues this morning, so I'm hoping she's able to join us. Just give us a few seconds. She'll join us, or we'll try to make contact with her.
Hello.
Is that Ms. Johnson? Okay, while we wait to make contact with Ms. Johnson, and this is a very important, the learning management or virtual learning aspect, which she will discuss, is very, very important to us this morning. I am hoping we'll make contact with her soon, but while we wait, I am going to talk about our WhatsApp group or groups. Now, Mr. Logan, thanks again to him, may set up our year WhatsApp group. I hope you are already a part of that WhatsApp group. If you are not, please send me a WhatsApp and I will send you an invite. Or you can ask your friends who are in sixth form, who you know will be in lower sixth with you, to send you that invite. Remember, parents and students should be a part of the group, right? And the group also consists of our upper sixth formers. Now, that WhatsApp group was created so that we could communicate with you. So it's a one-way communication in that group. It's from the school to you, from the year teacher, from the form teacher, from the guidance department to you, or anything that our school would like to pass on, they'll pass it on to us and we will share it with you through that WhatsApp group. Now, I posted in that group the form classes, and you were to look on the list for your name. You belong to one of three classes, either 6L1, 2, or 6L3. I also posted the WhatsApp group for those form classes, particularly 6L1 and 6L2. Now, the 6L3 teacher is unable to set up a WhatsApp group at this time. And so I posted her email address so that you could communicate with her via that email. Now, always remember that your first line of communication is to your form teacher via that WhatsApp group. Your first line of communication is to your form teacher through that WhatsApp group. You can communicate with me via my cell number, but I'm being flooded with calls, and sometimes when you are texting, you don't identify who you are. And remember that that's the first thing you need to do. You need to say good morning or good afternoon or whatever time it is, and then indicate who you are, then you can ask your query. I have to be scrolling through listening voice notes to see who I am talking to. So please identify yourself, and not just in our year WhatsApp group, but do the same for your form WhatsApp group and your subject WhatsApp groups. Now, some subject teachers, you will have WhatsApp group for their class, some won't, but you should be at least be able to communicate with them via their MOE Gmail accounts or Gmail addresses. Of
Ms.
course,
Welcome.
if yes, sir.
Miss Johnson is with us again.
Yes, I admitted her, so I realized. I'm just wrapping up the WhatsApp group, and then we'll go to Miss Johnson. So I'm gonna also ask you to be very respectful in those groups. Whether your year WhatsApp group, well, you can't communicate in the year, but be respectful in your form and in your subject WhatsApp groups. Make sure that whatever you share is toned with respect, is toned with decorum, is something that is about school, is about your personal being that we can assist you with. No fun, well, it can be fun, but no fun related activities so much. It should be about school and schooling. Somebody saying the password is not working for my MOE email address. Please advise your form teacher and we will sort it out. Remember, please be respectful in those groups and try not to joke and send all sorts of weird memes or things that are not related to school. Right? We have created these avenues for you to communicate with us and for us to communicate with you. We will also share our MOE Gmail account so that you can have another channel to communicate with us. Remember, you can also call the school and pass on information, and it will get to us. That is as far as our WhatsApp group is concerned. I'm going to now invite our Vice Principal, Ms. Johnson, to deal with our virtual learning platform. And as well as she will talk about those of you who cannot access virtual learning, what will happen in those instances. Ms. Johnson, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Please, I'm trying to fix my screen. One moment, please.
While we wait for Ms. Johnson to set up, somebody was asking about tithes. You'll have to call the school to get information on tithes, okay? Please, and I've been getting those messages and I've been saying the same thing. Call the school to get information about tithes. You can ask them first if tithes are available and when you can get a tithe. Okay, call the school. The number is 982-0191. We will now listen to our Vice Principal, Ms. Johnson.
Hello, everyone. I'm happy to see so many of you here at this time, expecting more, but I suppose I should say hello also to the persons who are on YouTube. You have gotten a lot of information thus far, and I will just be speaking to the means by which you will be having classes this year. I'm not sure what would have been explained before, but we are using the Google platform. We're using the Google platform, and you will all have access through those MOE emails that Ms. Welcome and her team would have already passed on to you. Please remember that your password is reset 123, but if you're having any challenges, report to your form teacher, who will then give it to our administrator, and it will be sorted out then. As you get into your email, guys, we're asking you to reset your password so that you will have total ownership and no one can get into your information. It's very important that you reset your password. Okay. I take it that most of you at this time would actually have your information and you have logged on. You're all very computer literate, but I will still go through the process for anyone who is feeling a little insecure about what we'll be doing at this time. Okay, I'm going to be sharing my screen. When you get your password, remember everything is, oh Lordy, everything is accommodated on the Gmail account, Gmail in Google, sorry. Everything is accommodating in Google. So you may already have a Google account. Remember, you would go to Google sign in. You would actually sign in. Or log in, all right? Sign in or log in. For those of you, so you'll actually go to sign in. For those of you who already have a Google account on your system, chances are it will take you to your account that you presently have. So like for me, I'm Claudia Johnson, it will take me to the account I presently have. But for those of you who are not presently using Google, it will actually take you to the sign-in page. When you get to the sign-in page, you'd actually write in the MOE email that would have given to you and that new password, all right? For those of you who already have a Gmail account, you'll actually go to your Gmail account and you scroll to the end and you would say, add another account, all right? You're adding another account. I have a lot of accounts here. So when I add, it will take me to my account, okay? I'm going to use one that I'm using for another institution, all right. When you actually get into the account, so remember you type in your MOE account, you put in your password. If you're having issues at that point with the password, that is when you tell your form teacher so that it can be resolved so that you'll have access to your classes. How do you get to your classes? I want you to look on the right of my screen right now. I hope everybody's seen my screen. And you go to the 9 dots. Go to the 9 dots. When you click on the 9 dots, you'll see all the apps available to you. This is your email, your drive, where you'll be able to save all your documents. But what you're going to be looking for is Google, is Classroom. You're going to be looking for Classroom, okay? When you go to Classroom, you will then see all the classes that you have been assigned, all the classes that Ms. Welcome would have given you for that year, for this year. What you'll also see as well, along with the classes, because see, I have Principles of Business here, but what you'll see also is your year group and your form teacher. And then when you have signed up for your different clubs and societies, you will see those as well. All right, so you'll see your clubs, your form teacher, and all your other, on all the subjects that you have been assigned. Are there any questions at this point before I go any further? Any questions before I go any further? Let me give you a minute. Is there anyone at this point who you're not following where I'm at? Okay, seems as if everybody is good. Let me continue. Okay, I see some persons are not hearing me. I see someone put a 1. Does that mean persons are not hearing me, Ms. Welcome? Are you hearing me clearly?
I think 1 form is for Brian, men's meant they were not understanding or it was not clear. 3 means that it was very clear, and 2 partially clear.
Okay, so let me ask Miss Shaniska, what wasn't clear to you? Shaniska. Are they able to unmute?
They can. Shaneska, you can unmute and say what was not clear to you.
Okay, somebody said at the very beginning, not clear, I lost from the point where you mentioned the Google Classroom. Okay, I hadn't gone after the Google Classroom. The only thing we have done so far is to see how you will get into your account. All right, the young lady is not asking a question. Okay, she just wants us to go over. All right. You are all in receipt of your MOE email. You're able to log in using the Google platform. So you will type, if you do not yet have a Google account, a Gmail account, as I know many of you have, when you go, I'm going to share my screen again. When you go to Google, if you're going in for the first time, when you go to Google, you're going to be typing in login, Gmail login. Say you have not gone into your account at all, and this is the first time you're going to log in, you go to Gmail login as you would normally do, all right? Sign in. When you actually sign in, if you already have a Gmail account on the device that you're going to be using, it will take you to that Gmail account. So that is the thing. If you don't have a Gmail login on the device that you're using, you will go to sign in and you will type in your MOE email and then click next, and then it will ask you for your password. Okay, for those of you who are here, if you are able to do that while I talk, or you are able to do it on another device, please do so that we all know if everybody is okay. All right, so you actually click on sign in, put in your MOE account, and then your password. But what I said before now, if you already have a Gmail logged into that device, what it's going to ask you to do, so this is what will happen when I do this now. Log in or sign in. It takes me to the account I already have. So what you will actually do is to click on your profile picture that you have, all right? And then you're going to scroll to the end and you say, add another account. When you add another account, and I don't think I can because I have too many, all right? When you add another account, it will give you the sign in option. So you enter your email account and then you put in your password. The password right now is reset123. If that does not work, please inform your form teacher so that they can get it reset for you. If it works for you, please, at the end of this exercise, change your password so that no one else will have access to your information. I hope it's clear at this point. All right. When you go in, as I said, you will see all the classes that were sent to you. So if Ms. Welcome says you are doing you're doing management of business, accounting, communication studies, and entrepreneurship. So you're doing those 4 subjects. When you enter your classroom, you should see an invite for all 4 of those subjects. You should also see an invite for your form class and an invite for your year group. I see that there's a question. No, it's reset 1, 2, 3. If there's a Miss Welcome, I don't know if they sent a new password on the paper you have. Is it just reset 1, 2, 3?
I don't remember. I would have to look at it again.
You can look at it while we're doing this presentation.
Okay, I will.
Okay. So Miss Welcome will check on the password if it's reset 1, 2, 3, and you'll be informed before we end this discussion.
I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
You think it's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, the rest of the school had 1, 2, 3. So, and yours went up differently. So, okay, somebody's asking how to change the password. You remember when I showed you my email just now, and it has a personalized section. When you go to personalized, then you follow and you will see how to reset. All right, you'll see how to reset when you go to personalize. All right. Okay, someone is saying it's the first they're hearing about this email. You are to be in contact with your form teacher. The form teachers will give out the MOE email. So you have to contact your form teacher. All right, some persons are saying 1L3 may not have gotten their emails yet. So Ms. Welcome, you can look into that. An entire class is saying they have not yet gotten their emails. So that is something we'll try to address.
Okay, right? I will check on that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So for the persons who have not yet gotten their account, just take proper notes so that when you get your information, you'll be able to follow through. We're sorry that you haven't gotten it as yet. You should have been in receipt at this time. Okay, let us go. So please just follow for those persons who can't. But remember, guys, for you to log in, I know many of you, or I think all of you have a Gmail account already. So when you go to that Gmail account, you just have to go to add another account and then follow the process, all right? The MOE email, next, put in the password, next. When you get in, you go to the 9 dots, and the 9 dots will show you're going to look for classroom, all right? And when you get to the classroom, you'll see something like this. This is a class that I am going to teach, all right? So you're seeing the teacher's view. You're seeing presented the teacher's view. So I explain what you will actually see when you go in. You will see all of your 4 or your 3 subject classes that you got. You will see an invitation for you to join your year group class and your form room class. You will also see an invite from the guidance counselor, because remember that is also very important right now. So you are to accept all of those invites. But say you got an invite, you're a business student and you got an invite to do chemistry. Please don't accept that one because you're not doing chemistry, okay? So you are accepting for all the subjects that you are presently, you were presently accepted to do at sixth form. All right, how do you get into the class now? I remember you can ask your questions as we go along, because I want you to be able, your class will start next week, and I want you to be able to function properly. All right. This class that I have created, I have a register, all right? So you will see that at the front there. So this is my class. Okay, let me go to the top of my class. This is my class. This is what the teacher sees, guys. Stream, classwork, people, and grades. Teacher sees that. But you will only see 3 things. You will see stream, classwork, and people. So nobody can see your grades except the teacher. All right, nobody. I have put in my class, this is a class outside of school that I'm doing. I've put some instructions for my students, right? Give them my welcome thing. So when you go into your class, you will see information from your teacher. And you realize where it's at stream. Okay, it's at stream. Your teacher will interact with you live. How will they interact with you live, where you can ask questions and get back feedback? The teacher will use this link that you see at the top of the screen. I hope everybody's seen. It's called a Meet link. When you get to class, say you know that today you have class today from 10 until 12, you go to the Meet link, you click on it, and you'll get into the Meet. All right, you have your mic, you have your camera. I'm just going to mute those so that I don't have any feedback right now. There's no one else in the class right now. Okay, so the teacher would be there waiting on you. You will click on join. When you click on join, you will be able to interact with the teacher and your other classmates. All right, and this is where, based on what your teacher says, you should be dressed properly for class, hair neatly combed, you're ready at your desk and station, because the teacher will be able to see you and you see the teacher, and teacher will interact with you in this space. Okay, here I am, all right.
Miss Johnson probably we just lost her, but I readmitted her to the room or to the meeting. So let me hope that she's here with us. Let me just
yes, I'm here.
Okay,
I'm here, and my computer is rebooting. So as soon as it is done, I will be able to continue the presentation. But just to ask a person, I hope everybody at this point is following me step by step. So after you have gotten into your email, remember you go to the 9 dots and you actually will go into classroom. Within the classroom, you will be able to see all the classes that were assigned to you. You meet your teacher based on the instructions given in the classroom using the Meet link. And it is within that Meet link, the teacher will be able to see you and you'll be able to see the teacher, and you can have your questions and answers. But the teacher will also leave work for you to do in the class. But I want you to remember, the only thing I've shown you so far is the stream. And this is where you will see all the assignments that were given to you. This is where you will be able to register for your classes if the teacher is doing it that way. This is where you will also be able to talk about topics and talk with your friends on different aspects. All right. Give me 1 minute while I log back in with my computer. You can talk to them for a little while, Ms. Wells.
Yes. While we wait for Ms. Johnson's computer to start up again, some persons from 6L3 you did not get, or maybe all of you, I'm not sure how many, did not get your MOE Gmail address and password. No, I just spoke with your form teacher. I understand that Dijane Douglas made a WhatsApp group because she's unable to. I am going to be joining that WhatsApp group in a little while, and I will post the link to join that group in our year group so you can get to join 6L3. From 6L3, you will communicate that WhatsApp group that we'll set up. You communicate with your form teacher. However, remember, it's not a direct communication because she's not able to join the group or to work in the group just now. So I will be in that group and I will use the group, as well as Dejanay Douglas has been appointed to sort of assist with giving information to or help to rally the 6L3 WhatsApp group. So listen out for those of you who are in 6L3. Look out for information via the year WhatsApp group or via that 6L3 group, which I will join, and I will send you an invitation to join. All right, so we will sort out your email accounts in a little while. I hope you're hearing me. That's not my feedback, is it? If you understood, you can go ahead and type 3, 2, or 1. Go ahead. Molina and those who may have been able to log into their MOE accounts, you might not see all your classes today because some of our teachers are still just sending out those invitations. So be a little bit patient. I hope that over the weekend, keep checking. You will see your classes appearing and you are going to go ahead and accept those classes. Remember also that you will see the year group appearing. You are to accept the year group and you will see your form class appearing. Accept the form class too, because you will need to go to your form class every morning for registration and devotion. Please check on your year group class at least once a day, all right, or every other day, all right, or you'll get a message in your email when something is posted to all your classes, and so your email is going to be on going all the time. So what you have to do is make sure you keep checking them and deleting your emails, because everything you do in classroom a message will come to your email. So you have to, it's telling you that things are going on and you need to stay on top of it. So try to stay on top of your emails and delete as you read so that you are not flooded with a whole lot of messages.
They can filter the email, Miss.
Or they can. Okay.
It can be filtered.
I didn't know that. So you have to tell me how to, tell us how to, so I can learn that too.
Okay.
3, if you understood what we've been saying. 2, if you are not so clear. And 1, if you are unclear. And you can go ahead and type in the chat. I will respond to you.
Yeah, they have been typing in 3, Miss.
Okay, good. Miss Johnson, back to Miss Johnson.
Okay. Okay. So let me go back to the class. So as I said, this first page is stream, all of the information, everything will be there. All right. So this is where it's like a social media page, guys. But what will happen is that your subject teachers or form teachers, based on how mature you may behave within this platform, they may restrict your access to what you can do. So you may be able to view, you may be able to post or comment, but if you're not socially responsible, they may only allow you to view. All right. Now to the left of the screen here on upcoming, all the assignments that you have for that particular class, over time it will be shown here. All right. If there's more than one, you can view all, but they will all be here. So if you have anything to do, a register to do, an assignment to do, it will all, as soon as you enter your classroom, you'll be able to see it. Remember, based on the instructions that you will find on the stream, you may need to go to your Meet link to meet with your teacher. And you normally do that for each class, even if it's not at the start of the class, but based on the instruction given by the teacher, you will know when you're just going to do things on the platform, but you will be interacting with your teacher using the Meet link in the class or any other Meet link that the teacher generates and instructs you to go there. All right, good. So you're still going to have that interaction like you will have at school with your teacher. It's just that you're using the devices to do so. Most of your time will be spent in classwork. For my class, I have my register, I have my course assessment, I have my course content and course outline. So some teachers, they will post what is the outline, what is the syllabus. So you're able to follow through. Remember, you're senior students, you can follow on the syllabus to see what's happening. All content will be in a particular place. All the assessment that you have to do will be in a particular place and so on. But remember, all classes will not look the same. It will be how the teacher actually does it. So say you have class content. All right, you will actually click on the content. This is an assessment here. And you will actually then go to the work. All right, you click on it. If it's something for you to read, you'll just read it. And when you're finished reading it, then you would, let me slow down. If it's just something that for you to read, you will then go through and read the document that is there for you. When you're finished, you will just click on the X to close it, and then you're back in your classroom. If it's something for you to do, you open it, and then you will be able to type. The teacher would give you the privilege to actually type and do something, all right? You will type your answer. When you're finished, then you will hand it in. When you're finished, you will hand it in. Some of you may say, now, how do we do so? You will actually see where you are to turn in the assignment, all right? So you don't have to download anything or upload anything. It's all within the classroom. So you will just hand in the assignment. Remember, I am in the teacher's view. In your view, you will actually see turn in, and you click on turn in, and your assignment will go to the teacher, all right? The first one, I'm sure, when you're in your subject classes, the teacher will explain more to you, but just remember that all assessment will be done in the Google platform, on Google Classroom. Registration, everything is done within the same place. Good, 1 minute, I'm doing a Zoom, all right? We'll be in the same place. People is where you'll see your teachers. You will not see the other students in the class. You will only see your teacher. The teacher sees everybody. So you will be seeing stream, classwork, and people. Any questions so far? Questions? Is this also being streamed on YouTube? Are there any questions on YouTube, Mr. Logan? So as you interact with the system, over time, then you get better and better at it. All right, guys, as you interact. No question, okay. And no questions here. It means that, and that is the bulk of it. The hardest part is for you to send in your assignment, and you'll just have to turn in. All right. So, and when you get into your classes, you will actually see that function. And instructions will be labeled there by your teachers. For the persons who are not able to meet us on the platform, information will be prepared for you. You have to ensure that the guidance department has your information, and the guidance department will then ensure that information for you is sent out once per week at a decided location. And then the results, after you have gone through the information, it is then picked up the following week. It is preferred that as much as possible that you're able to meet on the Meet link, but if that is not possible for you, then information will be sent to a location within your community or nearest as possible. I think, I don't know, Mr. Logan may have mentioned that before.
Just for them to ensure that you have filled out the survey that was posted. It will be posted. I'll post it again in the group for those who probably did not get to fill it out. But there's a survey that asked about how you will be accessing the internet, if you have a device, if you'll be using data, whatever the case is, because that's the survey that will inform that kind of program. So please ensure that you responded to that survey.
All right, beautiful. All right, that is it, Ms. Welcome. If there are any questions, I'll be happy to answer. But they will only get familiar with the system through practice over time.
Yes, as you use the system, I am here this week using the system with first to fifth form, and I am learning so much and doing so many things differently. You know, yesterday I had my upper six Carib studies class, and I had prepared a piece of work for them, but I did not click something that said make copy for each child. And so when I sent out the work, they had to be downloading the work or doing things in order to be able to type in the work and to do the work. So we will make mistakes, we will learn. We have to be patient with you have to be patient with your teachers, and they will have to exercise patience with you, right? Because
Yes.
we're all learning, and it's very new to all of us. And don't be afraid to ask your form teacher, ask your subject teacher. You can WhatsApp me and ask me, and I will help, and we will all help where we can. Are there any questions? I see, wait, will the class code be sent with the invite by the teachers? No,
yes.
Your MOE Gmail account with your password will be sent by your form teacher, and then your subject teacher will send the class an invitation to the classroom to you, which you will accept. You will also get an invitation to your form class and to the year group. I've already sent out all my, well, I don't think I did, but I'm gonna have to at least today. I did for upper six, but I didn't do for you. So I will send out your invite to the year group by today. Over the weekend.
May I say something, Ms. Welcome? 1 minute, sorry to interrupt, but
Yes.
we don't want them to be sending out the class code to their friends. Do not send class codes to your friends. It is only through invitation, or other students. It's only through invitation by the teacher that you should be in a class. So do not, the teachers will be disabling the class codes, because you should only be in a class if Ms. Welcome has given the subject teacher your name, that you're to be a part of their class, and then they will send the invitation to you.
Right.
Somebody's asking how can they change classes at this point? That question just came up in the chat.
Do you mean the subject that you are doing? I don't understand when you say classes. Is it the subject that you are assigned to do or you were given? Right now, we cannot change subjects. You have to work with the subject you asked to do or the subject you were given. At this point, we cannot change the subject. Right? It's too late for that.
Is it that Trevane wants to add a subject? Because she's a bright girl and she puts her mind to it, you know. I wonder if she wants to add a subject. I think Ms. Welcome already answered the question about the school tie and crest. You visit the office.
You are to call the school office to find out if they have and how you can access those. If you use a separate device for the classroom. I'm not sure I understand that one.
She said if she can drop a subject.
No, you are to do 3 subjects and you can't drop any subject. If I gave you a subject, that is because there was nothing that you requested that you could do, right?
Or
So
anybody
please.
who wants to add a subject, it's on a case-to-case basis. Miss Welcome and her team would have to sit and approve if it is in your best interest to actually add a subject. So anybody who wants to add, you need to contact Miss Welcome directly, and then she goes through her process of deliberation, and then you will know what is the decision. When Miss Welcome said 3 subjects, she's saying that a minimum of 3 subjects has to be done by everyone. But majority of you in 6th form will actually do 4 subjects. If you're desirous of doing an additional subject, then deliberation has to be done for that to be facilitated.
All right. If you what's her name? Trevine, you have my number. Send me a WhatsApp and we'll talk.
She's not the only one talking. Another person was saying to add one as well.
I know this year it seems like you're doing so few subjects and you think you can manage more. But remember that at this level, the work is very difficult. It's very challenging. And that's why you're doing 4 subjects, including communication studies. If we know for sure that you can manage another, then we will allow you. But the vast majority of you will do the 3 subjects plus communication studies. We know, especially given that it is online and it demands so much more. We know many of you cannot manage because it's not like CXCE. And secondly, we don't know how you will be tested. The syllabus is very lengthy and it's going to demand a lot of work. It seems like you have a whole lot of time and there's so few subjects that you are doing. But believe me, it's a step far advanced from CSEC, okay? So try to work with the 4 subjects you got. And if we see that you can manage another, you can make a request and we will look into it. And if you can, then we will give you that subject. But as I said, the vast majority of you won't be able to. All right. The person is asking if they can, a separate device would require the code to be typed in. Any device you are using, you must log into you must add your MOE Gmail account, and then you're able to access the classroom, the classroom. If you are using your phone or your tablet, you may have to download Google Classroom in order to access it. Am I right, Ms. Johnson?
Yes, I think for some, there are some issues with some tablets and some phones, but that is something you will talk with your teacher about, and then on a case-to-case basis, we'll see how that will actually go. For integrated
math is offered at the upper 6th form level. It is supposed to be compulsory, but because of the challenge with maths for some people and the fact that you go to the math class and you frustrate yourself and you frustrate the teacher, we allow some people to do it and some persons to opt not to do it. So at upper 6 or 6U, Maths is supposed to be compulsory. At 6L, the only compulsory subject you do is communication studies. At 6U, you also do compulsory Carib studies. All right, hope I'm making myself clear there. Any other questions? If we were clear, type your 3, your 2, your 1. All right, Ms. Johnson is going to come back to us, and she's still with us, but she's going to come back in terms of communicating with us. She's going to explain information regarding the CAPE examinations. I'm hoping some parents are still with us so they can hear. If they are not here with us, remember, children, you have to go back to your parents. This online schooling requires lots of talking and communication and interaction between you and your parents as well as your teachers. So whatever you hear here today, you are going to communicate that with your parents. So she's going to tell you about a CAPE exam, and you're going to listen carefully and pass the information on to your parents.
Okay, so how much subject in total do we have? All right, so guys, remember, you are in fifth form, you were doing upwards of 8, some persons 9 subjects. At this point, we're saying your total number of subjects, including com studies, is 4. Some of you doing 3, others may be doing 5, all right? So the examination is just as with CSEC. You have an entry fee and you have subject fee. What pertains last year was the government paid for 3 subjects. So when the government paid for 3 subjects, all the parent had to do was to pay for the entry fee and the school administrative fee. All right? Or the fees at CAPE are a little higher than CSEC. I'm not able to give you the fees at this time, but it will be communicated with you, with your parents soon. So if you're doing 3 subjects based on what has happened in previous years, you will only pay for the entry fee and the school admin fee. If you're doing 4 subjects, it means that you will pay the entry fee and 1 subject, and the government will pay for 3. And so forth. If you're doing 5, then you would pay for entry fee, 2 subjects, and the government pay for 3. That is how it went last year. We're waiting on the correspondence from the ministry to see if that is the same for this school year, that the government pays for 3 subjects, all right? So what I'm telling you now is what pertained last year. We don't see why it would change, but just let you know that is what happened last year. We are in the process of preparing a form for, we're going to allow you to come to school next week, finalize, see what is happening with the subject, how you're feeling about the subject and so on. And in short order, because remember, we're already far advanced in the school year, we will be sending a document for registration for the CAPE examinations. Let me just say to all of you young people, you are not in this thing alone, all right? All 6 formers across Jamaica, all 6 formers across the Caribbean are in the same situation. We at Morant Bay High School, we're going to equip you as best as possible. We're going to go through the syllabus and ensure that you are able to cover every area. We're going to equip you for a paper 1, a paper 2, and everything, so that whatever is decided in the end, you will be prepared, okay? Now, with what is happening in Jamaica right now, we're in virtual school, but we're hoping that community spread is minimized and that you'll be able to go back to school into a physical environment as soon as possible. So for those of you who are doing practical areas, BMed and so on, special arrangements are being prepared for you with virtual labs and so on. For those of you who are doing theory-based subjects, remember that in this environment, we are able to interact with you just like in a classroom, all right? The only difference is that we're not seeing each other. We are not able to touch each other physically, but we are able to interact just as if we were in school. All right, some persons have found using the system to be advantageous in many ways. So what we're asking you to do is to give it a chance, get yourself prepared, be at your workstations in the morning, have a mind frame to work, because if you have that mind frame, the teacher has that mind frame, then we will have a successful year. And all the information re your exams will be communicated to you in a timely fashion. Parents who are hearing me, just start preparing yourself for any sums of money. And as soon as I have something concrete for you, it will be sent. All right, thank you.
Thank you again, Ms. Johnson. No, we are at our question and answer section. I know you were able to ask your questions earlier, but if there are any other questions, you can go ahead and unmute your microphone, or you can type your questions in the chat. We are almost at the end of our orientation. Go ahead and ask your questions, unmute your microphone, or type your question in the chat. When is the fee normally due? As Bertha said earlier this morning, you are supposed to pay your fees before the start of class.
I'm wondering if you meant CAPE fees.
Oh, CAPE fee. Tell us if you meant CAPE fee. If it's your school fee, it should be paid before the start of class, right? Or at least 50% should be paid before the start of class.
You meant CAPE fees.
Yes, they meant CAPE fee, but I'm going to say the fees anyway, as in school fee.
Mm-hmm.
If your parents or you are having problem, or your parents really are having problems finding all the money at once, as Bertha said, you can call the school, speak with him or anybody in the accounts department, and they will give you information and about how you can contact him, and he will sit with you, or whether on the phone or physically, and arrange a payment plan for the school fee. Remember, although you are doing online schooling, we have responsibilities as a school that we must finance. All of this online providing, many teachers have to go to school to use the internet, they have to access the resources there and so on. And so we still have needs that must be met as a school. And so the fees are important in order for us to meet those needs. In terms of CAPE fee, Ms. Johnson will say it again. All right, please, Ms. Johnson. I think she said, yes, go ahead, Ms. Johnson. In terms of CAPE fees.
Oh, it's normally due in October. It's normally due within by the ending of October. But remember, this is a different year, and we are just started. So, and they have not yet sent off anything. So we are going to start the process of registration next week. So you will, we are starting with the CSEC persons next week. So we will do start your registration the following week. Registering you does not mean that it's the final. Remember, we'll have to go through a whole process with your teacher and your parents, but we have to start the process so that when we get more information, we are ready for that information. So the fees are normally due in October, but more than likely right now it will be November. So parents need to be prepared for something in November. Last year, the fees for CAPE are not as expensive as CSEC by virtue of the number of subjects that is done at CSEC. All right.
Ms. Johnson, if you could answer the question on the PATH, pay a portion of the school fee. If PATH pay a portion.
What PATH does, they give a bursary or a sub. They give each child, I think, a bursary. If I remember correctly, last year, if you're on PATH and you apply, you say that you're in sixth form, then last year, I think they gave each child, I think, 20,000. And then that is used, parents use it as how they wish. So you'd have to contact the PATH office. It is not something that is sent directly to the school. It's something that is signed up for. You get a letter from the school to say you are now a part of the sixth form program, and that is taken to the NIS office, and then the sum is distributed. But please, as I said, go to the NIS office. They will give you current information on that.
Remember, if you need a letter to take to the PATH office, you will have to consult the general office, right? Consult the school general office about getting that letter to take to the PATH office. Many parents are asking me, and I'm telling you, you have to consult the school in order to get that letter to take to the PATH office. Yes, Mr. Logan.
Yes, I was saying I can provide some information on that. So I have a copy of the letter. I can, at request, I can send it via email to persons who requested. I received it from the office, from the PATH office. So they will need your acceptance letter from the school, TRN, and the head of the family will need their ID and TRN as well. So the head of the family and the student will have to sign on the application. So you print it, fill it out, take it to the NIS office with all those supporting documents, and they will process your application. And the grant this year is 25,000.
Okay, good. 25,000 this year. But I think somebody just said that the school is not distributing. Remember, the school has to get a final acceptance list for sixth form. And the only way Miss Welcome can give them that list is after registration. Miss Welcome is completed for persons and some sort of a financial arrangement has been made. So Miss Welcome has the names of the persons who she would have accepted, but the parents, you need to complete the whole registration process so that Miss Welcome can say, give to the secretary, these are the names of persons who are in sixth form. After that, then the school will be able to provide those letters.
I did provide the office with a list of both the secretary and the persons in the front section of the general office, as well as the guidance counselor. I did provide them with a list of accepted students to sixth form. I just need to give one name to Mr. Logan and the office. That name was deleted in error as I tried to manipulate the system. So only one person's name is missing from that list. But the list of accepted students was given to the general office, the front section, the secretary at the principal's office, and those persons who prepare letters, as well as to our guidance counselor, Mr. Logan. All right. Any other questions? Yes, Tonian was asking, she said the government pays for 3 subjects when you are doing your CAPE exam. I guess you will have to pay for the 4th if you are given a 4th subject. Or are you talking about the 4th as in CARB studies? Com studies, my apologies. Ms. Johnson, will the government pay for the 4 subjects or 3?
No, they pay for only 3.
Okay, only 3. So you will have to pay for one of the 4 subjects. And if you got 5 subjects, as in another subject to do, you will have to pay for 2. All right, Tony-Ann, hope I made myself clear there. I see a hand. Young has his hand up. How do I allow Young? Young, you can, oh my, did I do something wrong? Young, you can go ahead, unmute your microphone and ask your question.
Miss, that I just said a while ago, about Tony, and that is for part students or everybody.
For
the government, it's for everybody.
Students.
It's for everybody. Everybody.
Any other questions? Or question? Any other question? Well, we're here to answer your questions. Please don't be shy. If there are,
Miss,
yes.
You said we should come to Marbella High School next week. Do you have a specific day? And when we should come to?
If you are to come to school, and I doubt it would be you, it would possibly be your parent. But if you are to come to school, we will advise you on that day or as to when to come. We will advise you. Okay, we will definitely tell you if you need to come to school. Right now, schooling is online. Schooling is happening at home for you and most of our teachers. Some of our teachers have to go to school. So it will be at school for them, but for you, it's schooling at home. Now, as we said at home, schooling happen at home. It means, guys, that you have to exercise the discipline because you are in the comfort of your homes. So you have to get up early in the morning, bathe, get dressed, comb your hair. Please don't appear with your hair not combed. Comb your hair, eat breakfast before 7:50. At 7:50, you should be logging into your form group or your form classroom to register, because the teacher will need to take your name. Do registration to take your names. So you're going to go to your form room at 7:50, register, and do devotion. After that, by 8:20, you should be in class. Some of you won't have a class in the morning at 8:20. If you don't, make sure you visit the class that you had on your virtual timetable that clashes with your physical, quote unquote, physical timetable. If not, you are to use the time to go through the material, to do extra reading, to do your homework, to do everything schoolwork. And then at 3, you can take a break. And break there doesn't mean you don't do your homework or you don't do your extra reading. It's just like you are at physical school. All of that will apply. It will seem that you only have 3 or 4 classes, and so you feel you have more time. But remember, a lot of the work is going to be on you. Some of your teachers will provide online resources. Well, they'll all provide online resources, or they may give you an online book like I did my CARB studies class yesterday. If they do, try to download the book if you can. If you can't, try to print the book if you can and put it in a folder. Whatever you can do, access all the information provided to you on your online classroom and make sure you do the work. When you mentioned that the government will pay, I'm looking at that question, it's going up. The government will pay for our subjects. Is it similar to the subsidy? Oh boy, I can't answer the question. My poor use of the Miss Johnson. Oh, Miss Johnson, not. Oh boy, Mr. Logan, if you can help us with that question. I think I'm seeing a few questions, but I'm unable to look at the messages.
All right, I see somebody saying, Miss so we should be using both our physical and virtual timetable. Yes. It is one timetable, guys. It was set up to be physical and virtual, but now it is all virtual. All right, it's all virtual. So at sixth formers, you have 4 sessions one day, and then you have 1 session another day. So we are all meeting them online. So because we are now, you are meeting with us twice per week, totally online. So it's all online. When the situation change and we're able to go back to school, then we will have physical and virtual. All right. Should we have full body uniform or just the upper body? What a question. You need to be in your uniform. I won't see what is happening down the bottom unless I tell you to stand. And unless it's, I don't know which class is going to ask us to stand. But you cannot expect us to say, only wear the top. You couldn't expect us to say that to you. You should be in your uniform. Do we have a choice? Is it about your uniform, Chrisanne? Not sure what that question is about. So your friend said all your shoes you must wear. I know of parents who get up in the morning and the children have to comb their hair, put on their clothes, socks and shoes, because you need to feel as if you're at school. If you just wake up and lounge off and in your night clothes and sit before the computer, your body is not yet ready for school, all right? So you need to prepare yourself mentally and physically. Thorne said, how about textbooks? We don't have a rental system for textbooks at sixth form. So when you get into your first class, your teacher will tell you which book you should acquire or if there's a soft copy version of the book, all right? So no rental system at sixth form for textbook. All right, when you mentioned that the government will pay for our subjects, is it similar to subsidy where we have to achieve a certain grade to be subsidized for our CSEC exam? is it an act of kindness on the government part without any catch? What a way to term it. We're not normally required to send in any grades for you. They're expecting that when you get to this level, and we would have accepted you at this level, then you should be at a place where you can pass the exam. So in the past, they've never asked us to submit any grades in order for you to get the subsidy. It's normally given from your doing, from your at the sixth form level. All right, somebody said they don't have a tie and a crest. It's being sold at the school. So you can get your tie, your crest at the school. Should we wear uniform next week? Uniforms next week, yes. Right, Miss Welcome?
We had agreed for the upper sixers that it's best to wear your uniform, but if you can't make it, because I know you just got your acceptance and so on. So if you can't make it for next week, we will allow you to dress appropriately for online schooling, right? Yeah, make sure no spaghetti strap, no sleeveless, no hair going wild, no.
But see, Miss Roden has a suggestion. Miss Roden said she don't have any sixth form uniform, so she'll wear her fifth form uniform.
Okay, no problem with that. No problem with that. I second Lydia. Yes, Kayla. All right, so I think we've come to the end of our orientation. I'd like to thank you for taking the time out to share and to be a part of this orientation. Thanks to our guidance counselor, principal, and vice principals, as well as the bursar, and to those teachers who were in the meeting with us. I did see Dr. Dollarmeyer and Mr. Alexander. I have to say Mr. Alexander because I have difficulty pronouncing his surname. I'm going to wish you, I'm going to wish you a safe day. Remember, your classes start on Monday. Over the weekend, go to your MOE accounts often and accept the invitation from your teachers. Please remember to log in the mornings for form class. Visit the sixth form year group and the guidance counselors classrooms as often as you can to see any updates, and check your emails because updates will be provided there. I want to wish you all the best. If you have to go on the street, try to wear your mask, try to social distance, use your hand sanitizer, or wash your hands as frequently as you can. Have a good day, have a productive school year, and all the best. We will see some of you in classes, as well as you will relate to us on WhatsApp or Google Classroom, year group, and guidance counselors group or form group. Have a good day.
Some students were asking if they're from other schools, what do? Where uniform is concerned. You wear a white top.
Yes.
I think that's the easiest thing. Wear a white top if you're from another school.
Right.
A proper white top. And I see Thorne putting up question signs all the time. Is that his signature? Yes, Miss Welcome, school starts on Monday, right?
Yes, school starts on Monday. If you
early,
have any questions,
7:50.
if you have any questions, ask your form teacher or you can ask me, right? But please ask your form teacher. They are the first line of contact. And remember, in that form group, you can send messages, but in the year group, you can't. So first line of contact is your form teacher. If your password is not working, contact your form teacher. If you have not yet received your MOE accounts like 6L3, I will send messages later on in the day dealing with that. All right, so have a good day. We will see you on Monday online or, well, nowhere else but online. All right, have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, you can leave now. You can leave now, or we are gonna have to send you off.
They're very enthused. One person said, Miss Welcome, don't go. I like to hear you and see you. Oh God. And this miserable one, Trevane. What is wrong with that child?
We are gonna have to delete some of you because you are not going.
What did I think? She wants to drop accounts. Why did you choose accounts, Miss Roden? You're going to have a new teacher, fresh teacher. He will make you understand. Don't worry. It will be good. Lansford Grant.
I have to be removing them. They are not going. At least fast enough. Please go, guys.
No, I'm not teaching accounts. Not teaching accounts. Monday morning. School is Monday morning.
As soon as they send you their invitation, you'll know who your teachers are. Bye, Mr. Poyle can see. Come on, guys, I have to be dropping you or getting rid of you. Please log out of the meeting. Mr. Logan, I guess you can stop recording.